Subscribe now and click on the bell icon to never miss learning from Vedantu.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you please confirm if I'm audible? Manidev, Tanmay, thank you for responding. Umang, Anish, wonderful. That's very overwhelming to see, close to 300 students on a Sunday attending my session here. Welcome, all of you, for Vedantu's webinar. This whole session will be around the strategies about the how you have to prepare yourself in the board exams. It is going to be an interactive session. I would be asking few questions in between to know certain details about you so that I can set the context, and few to help you to plan the whole year so that your score and your work gives a better and a big results. So good afternoon, everyone. Again, it's very nice to see all young students, and I'm sure your parents are also listening to this session. Um, Before I proceed, the first message what I got today on this webinar is, which is the largest organ of the body? This question was posted by um, I think Parichay Saxena. So yes, Tanmay. Yes, Harsh. Yes, Kushi. The right answer is skin. Most of us think liver. Liver is the second largest organ of the body. Skin usually weighs 1/10 of your body weight, and the liver comes second, and the brain comes third. So these are the three largest organs. I thought I should address that question because that was the first question asked in today's session. So you all can keep asking any of your questions here in this chat. This session is majorly targeted for CBSE 9th and 10th, but any state student or ICSE can also continue, because I'm not going to teach anything in specific from the CBSE today. It is more about guiding you all how better you have to prepare for the board. That is what it is. So now, quickly, a quick introduction about myself. So this is Sridhar R. My full name is Sridhar Otnadgikar. MSc B.Ed from Bangalore University. Been a topper in MSc as well as in the B.Ed. 13 plus years in teaching maths and science. I started my career teaching in the college where I studied B.Ed. If you are from the center of Bangalore, you might have heard of MES Kishore Kendra. So I'm alumni of MES B.Ed college, and I started my career as a high school teacher in MES Kishore Kendra somewhere in the year 2004 and 5. Uh, Again, teacher by choice. Wanted to be a teacher from the beginning, not wanted to go into any other field, because I always tried connecting, explaining, and I had that zine of connecting with the students. So proud to be a teacher by choice. Um, Started the career in the high school teaching, but somewhere that limitation of classroom teaching was hurting me. Because I was able to reach out to maximum of some 500 users or 500 students in 2 years of my career. I was not able to grow much bigger there. So what I did is I moved on from there to an online teaching field. One of the pioneer teacher who started first online teaching classes from India, uh, expertised in CBSE and ICSE board curriculum, question paper setting, marking scheme. Been on the panel for multiple times and guided more than, I think this year I'm already hit 20,000 students for their secondary school exams. So the whole webinar is going to be more about what you should do, how you should plan, and I'm going to do a very interesting exercise with you all, which I want you to do regularly, and that exercise will ensure that you are on the track for your exams. So before I proceed, I would like to know about all of you. So I have a couple of questions for you students. Kindly answer them so that I can continue the rest of the webinar according to these answers. So the first one is I want to know is what is your class? So in typical, are you in the 8th standard or below, 9th standard, 10th standard, or 11th and above? So just would like to know so that I can take the examples from those particular grades. Wonderful. Most of you have answered. So for 85% of you are in the 10th standard. That's very nice. Thank you. That was my first question to know about you. The second question is, let me know your board. 85% from 10th standard and 93% from CBSE board. That's awesome. So here comes my third question. As I have 95% from CBSE board and 85% from 10th standard. Again, if I include 9th together, you are 90% and above. So students, you have been in the semester system, right? In the CBSE, we kept changing the pattern of exams, unfortunately, again and again. So you were there in the semester system, you followed the CCE pattern, you wrote FA1, FA2, then you went to semester 1, then followed by FA3, FA4, then semester 2, 10, 10, 30, 10, 10, 30. It was very easy to tackle the exam. And then suddenly last year, board decides that no more this, because they found some studies that it is not working. They said we are bringing back the board exam and annual exam system. So tell me students, how was the transaction from semester to annual system? Kindly vote. So here is the result. 19% of you says nothing changed, 34% found it easy, and 47% finds difficult. Okay, let me first address that, as the 50% is a big number that you're finding it difficult. Yes, students, I do understand when it was in a broken, the curriculum was broken to write for a few limited chapters. We always find doing work in parts bit easier when doing the whole thing. That's where I said I'm going to conduct one activity exclusively for you all. I call it as knowing our strengths. We'll do that activity and you keep doing that on a regular basis. And you can always get in touch with me and Vedantu so that you are always on track and you don't, this whole exam pattern doesn't becomes a burden on you. Okay, I will be talking about that activity with the 10th chapters in specific in some time. So as we know, there are certain problem areas for all the 10th standard students, or I would say 9th and 10th both. As being a maximum student from the 10th, I'm taking example of 10th standard year. So let us look at what are the issues. It's not only for 10th, it can be for both 9th and 10th. The first problem is that there is a strict marking in board exams. Unless otherwise in the semester it was a bit different. If you've seen your semester, your 70% of marks came from your school teachers. Whether it is your FA1, FA2, FA3, FA4, and also semester 1 evaluation was done in your school. Whereas only SA2 went outside the school, but that too in your same circle. If it is in a Bangalore school, it is to be gone from one school to another school. Now it's a 100 marks, 80 marks. Yes, 80 marks. The final exam goes outside, and there is a very strict markings. There we call it as a marking scheme. When a question papers are set, a standard evaluation booklet is provided for the evaluator, and this is how a marking scheme is there for mathematics. I'm talking more of maths now on this slide. As the marking scheme is slightly more stricter in mathematics in both CBSE and ICSE, and for both 9th and 10th. This is how the marking scheme happens. So we call it as a step marking. Okay, what is a step marking? Marks are allotted for right steps. If you write all the steps properly, you will be getting a full marks. Writing required formulas is a mandatory. Most of the time we think it is not important. So writing the formulas is very important. Calculation error or mistakes will hamper the overall marks. We have to practice this part, that how I'm going to get a 4 marks for a 4 marks question from today itself. You do it from today, build a habit so that that continues all the way till your exams. Most of the time what we do is we take things very lightly during the study time. When the school is happening, when the tuition is happening, we scramble on the book, kuch paper pe we write it and we just leave that aside. And only during the exam time, when the preparatory comes, then we start how much I should write, what I should write. You all have to focus on one thing, students, is the examples in your textbook. This pattern in which the examples are solved, and if you see that it is so detailed, he writes every steps, he writes all the reasons properly, because the book is giving you a guidance. Dear Sridhar or dear Ankit, dear Sanjana, that you have to write your answers in this way. I'm giving you an example, but we don't worry about examples. We only worry ki abhi likh lenge. When exam comes, then we will start bothering about my examples, how I should write or how I should not write, and all other things. So writing that examples is following the examples is the very right thing to do, because it is what tells you how the board is expecting you to write the answers in the final exams. So evaluation as a step marking, writing right formulas, and be careful about the calculation errors. So right steps, right formula, right calculation gives you full marks. Right step, right formula, wrong calculation gives you less marks. Wrong steps can lead you for no marks. So that's very important for you to know. This is how the evaluation happens in the mathematics. Whereas in the science and social, it is a point-wise answers is what has to be written, rather than writing the page full of theory and all possible things what you all or what we all have also written in our childhood. So be careful that it's a board exam. Start practicing from now. Every work, whether it is in a class work, when your teacher is solving a problem in the school, when your tuition teacher is solving the problem, when you're doing a self-study, when are you writing the pre-midterm, post-midterm, midterm exams, whenever you do, you ensure you're writing a board exam and write with all the details and make that as a practice. It's only the practice which makes human beings perfect. The second challenge, one was a strict evaluation was the first challenge, right? The second challenge is huge syllabus. Yep. This year, I think you all have heard the news that the syllabus will be reduced, but not for this year. It will happen for your juniors. For you all, the syllabus will remain the same. And 9th standard students, a lot of geometry will come suddenly from 8th to 9th. 10th kids, frankly speaking, it is much easier than the 9th standard. And it's by experience of teaching the students as well as writing the 9th and 10th. 10th is much simpler and easier than the 9th standard. And it is slightly heavier syllabus, but we have to, that's what is been defined and we have been tested on that. Let us accept the fact. I will do that activity which will help you to burden this huge syllabus and the burden the issue of moving from semester to annual system. Yeah, another always in the 10th standard is many students start worrying where I will go for the 11th standard. I think this is something we all have to take a back seat now, and we should only focus, let me do my 10th standard properly. If I do my 10th standard properly, I will surely get in a very good school or a college for the 11th and 12th. Yes, many reputed schools put up the cutoff as 95% high. If you get only 94%, you will be getting a seat in our school or college, or you should get 98. I saw some schools, it will be like, uh, what I say, 98 lana hai. So, they will say like you have to get it 98 percent is the cutoff. But as I said, if we start thinking from that now, it will surely somehow will affect our whole studies and the motivation right away. So better thing is to let us focus on our class, let us focus on our preparation, and I'm very sure that it will automatically give a better result so that your admissions are taken care. But these are the challenge, evaluation, youth syllabus, admission is a challenge. And another thing is our syllabus is not aligned for a competitive exams. When you are going for a JEE or NEET in the 12th standard, or NDA or any exams, this syllabus is not aligned to the competitive exam, because competitive exams ask more questions from the aptitude side, logical reasoning, uh, but we are only teaching you the some theory and concept of few chapters or a few things. So these are the challenges. But yeah, what is the thing? We have to prepare for the competitive exam. We have to prepare for a better percentage so that I get a very good college. We have to read the youth syllabus. We have to align ourselves for the marking scheme. Therefore, you have to put that little extra effort. I'm not asking you to do double the work what are you doing today on the studies, but we all have to do that little extra work. You have to take this challenge, and we have to ensure that we will do this, and we will be able to get through all these hurdles. Knowing the challenges is important so that we can plan accordingly. Now I will tell what are the plans. There is an evaluation, stricter evaluation. Well, that's a challenge. What is the solution? Practice from day one based on the evaluation pattern, so that you are not ending up at the last minute to prepare. Oh, what is the marking scheme? मुझे कैसे लिखना है, कैसे नहीं लिखना है? So practice from that. Youth syllabus, yes, there is a youth syllabus. So know the blueprint. The solution is take a blueprint and start knowing your strengths, analyze your strength, and plan the study appropriately so that the youth syllabus will not become a challenge for you. Yes, there is an admission cutoff. Let us follow the first two steps. Our marks will automatically increase, and we will be getting a better colleges or schools. Non-alignment with the competitive exams. So in between, on a weekend, on Saturday, Sundays, keep taking aptitude classes, keep learning the logical reasoning and the language reasoning, so that you are well on track for all competitive exams what you can take. These are the challenges. We have to identify the challenge, and we have to identify the solutions also for that.